Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu. Krishnam Namasyamyaham. Krishne Namarasatravo Vinihataha. Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagadidam. Krishnasya Dasosmyaham. Krishne Tisthati Vishwametadakhilam. He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sri Narayana. Blessings of Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swamiji. We're continuing Bhagavad Gita. We finished sloka 20 in chapter 14 in last session. We'll do a quick review of the gunas that we learned so far before we proceed. So,
Not recording, Andy? Recording.
oh, I'm not recording. Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, you're sorry. You're
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with the review. Today, it's not question answers, but we'll just review the material. Okay, so we learned about Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, right? So this kind of summarizes most of the information that we got so far, most of the knowledge that we got. So Sattva represents, these are the words that we can associate with Sattva. And these words associate with Rajas and this with Tamas, right? So Jnanam, Sukham, that is happiness. So that is not having misery, right? Not having misery is linked to happiness. So Sattvam characteristic is Sukham, and it reveals true nature, and it is wholesome, pure, promotes health. And Sattva is dominant when we see wisdom is revealing through all the senses. And when Sattva is dominant at the time of leaving the body, we go upwards, right? And that helps, that aids in, we take bodies that aid us in getting Atma Jnana, right? We continue to get Atma Jnana. And the effect of Sattva is purity and free from ignorance, and it raises Jnanam. So that is, in short, about Sattva, right? So Rajas, it is represented by passion and desires, right? Ragha. And also activity, especially activity that is not having much use, right? For Atma. Then desire for sensory enjoyments and desire to be with relatives and possessions. So Rajas binds us by attachment to activity, okay? And Rajas is dominant when we see in a person, the lobha is covetousness or greediness, um, and active with useless activities. When we see a person active with useless activities, or starting works expecting results, uncontrolled senses, and craving for sensory pleasures or objects. Okay? And when Rajas is dominant at the time of leaving the body, that person takes, that Atma takes birth or takes another body that is in the middle, right? And so that will continue the journey in the Rajas, and or they will continue to lead the journey in Rajas, and the bodies that they take birth in families who work with attachment to results. So they'll continue to um, develop on their Rajas again, right? And effect of Rajas is distress, misery. It leads to misery, and one who has Rajas, it raises the characteristic of lobha, greediness, or covetousness, stinginess. Okay. Tamas, characterized by ajnanam, right? Ignorance. And uh, also delusion, lack of attention, carelessness, laziness, sleepiness, reluctance of senses to function. Okay, these are all the characteristics of, of tamas. And it binds the Atma to the cycle of births, rebirths, by attaching to pramada, lack of attention, right? Um, so tamas is dominant in a person when we see stupidity, lack of understanding, not inclined to any work, lack of attention, carelessness, and delusion. Okay. And when tamas is dominant, at the time of leaving the body, they take birth in lower births. They go downwards, so they will take bodies which are, animals, insects, birds, who do not have any chance of going up. I mean, the chances of going upwards later are very, very low. And they take birth in families which lack intelligence, right? Birds, animals. And the effect of this tamas is ajnanam, right? And it raises ajnanam, lack of attention, carelessness, and delusion. Okay. So all three qualities bind us by, they all bind us. So even sattva binds us by attachment to happiness, right? When sattva is dominant, we still take birth in a family who has a atmajnanam. So it is not that if we are attached to sattva, we will get moksha, right? Okay, so we'll learn further after this. Any questions so far?
Only one thing, sir. Tamas, yeah, it was said that they're going to take lower births as animals or something. But any remote chance, they some may born in a human life and then still.
It is possible. I mean, human life with the lack of knowledge again. So I would say very low um, level of the human knowledge, and then from there they can go downwards. So yeah, including human birth. So that's why we see a lot of ignorance in human. So if I say that, I mean, if we say that tamas will be only animals, birds, and insects, then no human should have tamas, right? But that's not the case. So we see people with tamas, right? And tamas is dominant, and either they acquired, it's basically we can acquire any of these qualities with practice. It's self-discipline. I mean, especially practice and self-discipline is needed for sattva, not the other two. So, so we can acquire or develop these qualities. And if we develop the quality of tamas, then it is possible that the next life could be, tamas human being, right? where they will be more, they will show these characteristics in at a higher level. And then from that, they will go downwards. So to a person who is having the tamas dominance, we try to tell them what's good, right? They may even hurt us. So they start liking what they're doing. Give the example of a pig, right? Pig lives in filth and doesn't, even if nice things are kept on its side, it still wants to go into the mud and eat mud or play with mud. It wants to enjoy that filth. So person who is having tamas dominance wants to enjoy that tamas, that filth.
One last. So
Yeah.
even the people who are like, maybe very good service oriented and all, but they don't believe in, like we discussed in scriptures and God, can we put them in a tamas?
They will
Rajas?
come under rajas. So basically, they are doing good activities, right?
They are the
But they are doing it with attachment. Typically, if you are not having the knowledge of Atma, right? Atma, Paramatma, and on the characteristics of the three realities, um, we will typically fall under rajas if we are doing our duties, with attachment, with desires. So a lot of human beings may fall under this category, and those some may fall under this tamas, where they are totally ignorant and lack of knowledge, and they don't want to even develop as well, even if given a chance. They also do very, hurting, these kind of things, right? Not only to themselves and to others as well. They hurt others physically or mentally. Even though something is reality they don't see, they will not be seeing as is, they will see the opposite. Right?
One question, Andy.
Sure.
So like human birth is the highest, right? So if you are in the like human birth, and if you are in you do whatever, you take next birth as an animal because of all your karma, whatever you do. So because for the animals, how are they are going to associate it with the God? Like how the Atma is going to be? Is there a chance you can go, like they can be, you'll be going to be more towards the, like, there is no way that you can attain moksha at that point?
If we are, if an animal, if we are taking birth as an animal,
Yeah.
from that animal, can we get moksha, is what you're asking?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
The chances are very low.
Okay.
So it is possible that the animal will be blessed by, blessed souls like Sri Swamiji, and they may take birth as a human being, and then from there it may go up.
Okay.
It is possible also that an animal could get moksha directly, but that is very, very rare. For example, in Ramayana, right? Lord Sri Rama gave moksha to a bird. Okay. So it is possible. It is possible, but very, very rare. I mean, the uh, Jatayu had the knowledge that Lord Sri Rama is Paramatma. Like that kind of knowledge is there even for a bird. So yeah, it is possible, but it is very, very rare. You know, we can't teach Bhagavad Gita to a dog or a cat or
Yeah, so okay.
right. I mean, it's not possible. The animals they live according to their rule of law, which is just taking care of the body. That's it. They don't have this kind of okay, I need to go to a higher level. I need to
Mm-hmm.
get moksha and all that. They're only interested in taking care of the body. That's it. Protecting protecting the body, taking care of the body in all means necessary. That's all.
Okay. So the chance of getting moksha is only through like human birth. So you have to be, yeah. Okay.
So that's, I mean, it is very, very rare to get human birth.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why they say that once we get human birth, we should not waste the chance to, I mean, either we get another human birth where we can continue the journey,
Mm-hmm.
or we need to get moksha. We should not go downwards, right?
Okay. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
No, that's where it is sometimes very scary to
Even think.
realize how much time is already wasted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, everybody is in a different place in the journey. But yeah, exactly. When we realize this kind of thing, then we tend to spend more and more time as much as possible in satsang and learning. It
Right.
is one of the Swamijis said, if it is as good as your hair is on the fire, would you be waiting to say, oh, okay, and I'll take care of it later? No. You will right away jump and try to, put your head in the water or something. So that is the kind of urgency that puts us in.
Yes. Yeah, because these practices require time. It's not going to happen in one day. So the more time that we have, the better, right? So
Learning
if
math,
somebody learns this,
right? Learning math is very easy. Learning
yeah,
math or science, right? That I think we just read it 3, 4 times, you'll get it, and that's it, you're done. Right? But this one, it's not like that.
yeah. So couple of things. One is the more we delay, right? The more chances of getting more and more karmic bondage, right? Because we didn't have the knowledge, so we were uh, thinking I am body and this is my work, and you know, these results are for me, for my own enjoyment, and everything belongs to me, right? So that is the kind of knowledge that we had, and we were doing the work expecting results and getting attached to them. So all this is giving us karmic bondage. So the more we go in that path without knowing, without having the Atma Jnanam, higher chances of getting karmic bondage. Okay. Second is, let's say we learn, but still it takes time. So it is not like we turn off a switch and turn on something, and then we start practicing sattva, and we'll do all the activities without attachment to the results as service to God. That does not happen like in a second, right? So it takes time. So the more time we have in our life to practice that, the better, because then we are going to be having that sattva dominance. If not, I mean, we are going to learn about how we need to overcome all the three gunas as well, right? How we surpass the gunas. That's what we are going to learn. That is what is actually needed. But if we are, again, that won't happen in one day, right? So we have to get into the sattva dominance mode, and from there we can actually overcome even the sattva. So it is a gradual process. For some it could be quick, but for typically it takes a long time. So if we have all the knowledge, This is where the difference is. If you have all the knowledge that is given in Bhagavad Gita and still practice exactly opposite, then it is tamas. Whichever your answer to the question. So if I don't know anything and I'm doing the activities as service to myself, right, with attachment and all that, so that is rajas, right? It increases karmic bondage. But if I have all the knowledge but still doing the opposite of what is given, that is tamas, because it's it's opposite. We're doing something totally opposite of what we have, what we know, right? So it tends towards tamas, from rajas into tamas.
Professor, it is also possible that most of us have a combination of these three.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very good point. So it is not like we will be always sattva, always rajas, and always tamas. Some points sattva is dominant, some, others are dominant. But overall, if sattva is dominant, that's what counts, right? So yeah, it is again, that's why I say that it is not feasible to suddenly become sattva dominant forever, right? So we will have desires, temptations, and all that, but over a period of time, we can cut them down. We may have, lack of knowledge or carelessness, doing things that are not our duties, right? That kind of tendencies are there with us because of our whatever karmic bondage and the gunas that we are carrying, right? The influences that we have with our vasanas and ruchis and vasanas. So the impressions that we are carrying with us are like, they force us. I mean, we learned that in the previous chapter. So there's something that forces us from inside, even though we have knowledge. So yeah, we will go from sattva to rajas to tamas and all, but with practice we can go towards sattva, and that's when we become sattva dominant overall.
But personally, when other gunas, right? I mean, when it's other gunas, when sattva and rajas and tamas also, they're also more, I mean, happy towards happiness only, right? I mean, someone want to sleep, right? For happiness, right? And agree that's not a real happiness, right? Because he doesn't know, right, what a real happiness really means.
Yeah. Rajas leads to misery. That's what Lord Krishna said, not happiness.
Yeah.
So the happiness that we are thinking, which is in Rajas, is actually giving us miseries.
Yeah.
So
initially happiness, but later, that's what I think. Yeah.
Yes, explained in 18th chapter.
Yeah.
right. So it acquires us, I mean, couple of things. It acquires us karmic bondage, which will lead us into taking several births, right? Because we have to experience whatever results of that karmic bondage. So that is one. Second is, we think that is happiness, but it will never give us happiness. It is like a mirage.
Yeah.
So true happiness won't be there. So like if I say that, oh, if I have $100 with me, I'll be happy. But once we get $100, we want $200. So it's like it's a moving target for us. And even if we have everything, if the other person has, even one more than us, then it gives us unhappiness. So it is like all these, lobha, ragaha, and all these actually lead us into misery now itself, right? And it gives us karmic bondage, so we have to take births again and again. So it gives us misery to Atma because it is deviating us. It is not leading us towards the moksha path. So the more births we take, the more pains that we need to go through, right? Okay. So we'll move on to Sloka 21. Please chant. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna
Arjuna
Uvacha
Uvacha
Kairlingaistreen Gunanetan
Kailingais
Kailingaistreen
Gunanetan
Gunanetan
Atito Bhavati Prabho
Atito Bhavati
Bhakti
Prabho
Prabho
Kimacharah Katham Chaitan
Kimachara
Kimachara
Katham
Katham
Chaitan
Chaitan
Teen Gunanati Vartate.
Sri
Teen
Gunanati Vartate
Gunanati
Let's chant together. Kailingaistreen
Kailingais Sri
Gunanetan
Gunanetan
Atito
Atito Bhavati
Bhakti
Prabho
Prabho
Kimachara Katham
Kimacharah Katham
Chaitan
Chaitan
Teen Gunanati Vartate
Gunanati
So Lord Krishna explained to Arjuna about the three gunas, how the characteristics of each guna and how they bind us to the cycle of births, rebirths, right? So including sattva. And Lord Krishna said, in order to get liberation, we need to transcend, surpass, or overcome the effects of the three gunas. We should not be attached to the effects of the three gunas. Okay, so Lord Krishna, so after that, Arjuna is asking now. Arjuna got a question. Okay, he's saying, Hey Prabhu, O Lord Krishna, Kai lingaihi bhavati. By what characteristics one becomes etan trin gunan atitaha, one who transcended these three qualities. Trin gunan atitaha, transcended, surpass, overcome the effects of these three gunas. By what characteristics a person can overcome these three, the effects of these three qualities, right? Kimacharaha, what is his conduct, behavior? Cha, and etan trin gunan katham ativartate. How one transcends these three qualities? So, what are the internal characteristics of a person who overcomes these three qualities? And what is his behavior? And how does one overcome these three qualities? The effects, the attachment to the effects of these three qualities. Okay? So that's what Arjuna is asking. So we have to, at any point of time, we are influenced by one of these three qualities. If we are not overcoming these three qualities, right? At any point of time, we have at least one of these or a mix of the three, okay, as Balaji had mentioned, right? So how do you overcome this? This is the key, why we are learning this, right? Only when we are overcoming, when we overcome the three qualities of nature, the effects of the three qualities of nature, then we will be able to get liberation, right? So that's why this chapter, right? Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. This is a means for attaining our goal, to understand about the three qualities and overcome the three qualities. If you don't understand the three qualities of the nature, then we will not be able to overcome them. But first of all, we need to understand that those three qualities do not belong to us. They belong to the nature. So that's why, Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga came, explained about, okay, we are Atma and we are not body. Prakriti is different from us, right? This body, when we are in this body, we are together with Prakriti and we are affected by the qualities of Prakriti. Though those qualities do not belong to us, we are greater than the Prakriti. We are Mahat Brahma. we are superior to this Brahma, which is Prakriti, right? Um, Brahma has different meanings. So we are superior. We can overcome the effects of the three qualities only if we know about them, right? So Lord Krishna is going to answer about the questions that Arjuna asked. Okay. Shloka 22. Please chant. Sri Bhagavanuvacha
Sri
Bhagavanuvacha
Prakasam cha pravrittim cha
Prakasam
Prakasham cha
Pravrittim
pravrittim cha
mohameva cha pandava
Mohameva cha
mohameva cha
Pandava
pandava
nadvesti sampravruttani
Veshti
nadveshti
Sampravrittani
sampravrittani
na nivruttani kankshati.
Anivruttani
nanivrttani
Kamshati
kakshati.
Let's chant together.
Shri
Shri
Bhagavan
Bhagavanuvacha
Prakasham cha
prakasham
Prakasam
Pravrittim
cha
pravrittim
pravrittim cha
cha
mohameva
mohameva cha
cha
pandava
pandava
Nadveshti
nadveshti
Sampravrittani
sampravrittani
Nanivrttani
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 kakshati.
kankshati. So Lord Krishna started answering to the questions of Arjuna. Okay. So what are the characteristics of a person who overcomes this quality, the effects of the three qualities of Prakriti? And what is his behavior and how does he overcome? Like, what does he do? So Lord Krishna is answering, Hey Pandava, O Arjuna, Nadvesti, who does not hate. Okay. One who transcends these three gunas, one who transcended these three gunas, does not hate. Prakashamcha, and illumination, enlightenment, prakasham, illumination, clear knowledge, right? Which is the effect of the sattva. Nadvesti, so he does not hate the illumination. Pravrittincha, activity. Okay. So prakasham is the effect of sattva, right? Which is the illumination, clear knowledge. One who does not hate that sounds opposite, but we'll see. So one who does not hate activity, mission, which is the effect of the rajas. Effect of rajas is activities, right? Mohamevacha, and even delusion. So one who overcame the three effects of three gunas does not hate any of the three, either the clear knowledge or the activities or delusion. sampravruttani, in matters when they prevail, when they occur. So whenever these occur, either clear knowledge or activity or um, delusion, whenever they occur, they do not hate. Okay? Na nivruttani kankshati. Nivruttani na kankshati, does not desire when they are separated. Kankshati is desiring. Na nivruttani, does not crave for it when they are separated. So when we have, so imagine a person does not hate any of these three when they come near or when they occur. The three are the effects of the three gunas. Okay, either knowledge or activity or delusion. Okay, uh, he or she does not hate when they occur, and they do not crave for it when they don't have it or when they are separated from it. This is more important. So when they, let's say, a person who is influenced by tamas, all the characteristics that we learn along with delusion, we have carelessness and laziness and lack of activity. So when they have, when they are in that mode, when they are influenced by tamas, okay, they are enjoying. Okay, when they're asked to, when they're forced to work or when they're forced to get knowledge, they hate it because they're losing that tamas, right? It's very easy to understand from a tamas perspective. So if I have the like if I'm under the influence of the effects of the three qualities and I like it, okay, and when I'm separated from it, I hate it. Okay, that is one. Second is, if I'm let us say I'm sattvic, okay, and I'm asked to do some activity which is which I have to do. It's my duty to do, right? So I start hating the duty. Okay, then, or when I need to be away from my, um, the knowledge path that I have, right? So either, it's not that I'm willingly influenced by Rajas and Tamas, but it is forced on me for some reason. When it is forced on me, when I'm influenced by it without my, uh, my decision, my activity, okay, then I do not start hating them. So neither uh, I want to be with it when I'm influenced by it, nor I hate it when I'm influenced by it. Or neither I want to be with it when I'm separated from it, and nor hate it when I'm influenced by it. Okay, so sattva person likes the sattvic effects of the sattva and hates rajas and tamas. They did not overcome. Rajas likes rajasic effects and dislikes sattva and tamas. They did not overcome the effects of the three gunas. Okay, and same with tamas, right? So this is the key. Lord Krishna is saying one does not hate the effects of the three gunas nor crave for it.
We can also say one is like, those who transcends, they don't hate if they come near them. Also, can we say that those persons also look everybody around them also in a samabhavam, sir? Can we also say that? Like
Yeah.
I am like fully transcended person. If somebody comes with these gunas, I won't really look at them as a biased way or something.
Yeah. Yes. They are not influenced by um, um, so they do not hate anybody, right? So that is the first thing. Just because someone has that quality, they do not hate.
Mm.
We'll actually learn more on this one.
Okay.
But Krishna gives very good answers. So they do not hate when a person comes near, and we do not crave for somebody who has a certain kind of quality to be with that person, right? So now we are talking about not internally, like the effects that effects on us, but around us as well. Like I want to be in an environment which is either sattva, rajas, or tamas, and because I like it, then I'm not. I mean,
No
it's not
fair.
that it is. We should not be there, but
Mm.
we should not be influenced by it and start liking it so that I'm attached to it. And when it moves away from us, we start disliking or hating it,
Yeah.
right? That should not be the case. So, I mean, as long as we are going through that experience, uh, it's not that we have, I mean, let's say a person with rajasic tendencies, right? And in the process of overcoming that, overcoming the influence of all three gunas, then does not like or hate when sattva comes near or tamas comes near, right?
No
Though
favoritism.
he's having the rajasic tendency,
Mm.
so they do their duties, right? Again, the basic thing is doing the duty. Of course, Lord Krishna will continue in the next slokas. We'll go through that. But the first thing is neither hate nor crave for it. Hate when it comes near, crave when it goes out, or hate when it is near, crave when it goes out. So in all four combinations, so hating and craving, near or far. Okay. Yeah, I mean acquiring or separating from it. So not influenced by any of those. So, for example, if I like an activity, if I'm performing an activity, someone who we like, okay, or something that we like, and it is over, that activity is over, right? So that liking feeling is there, right, in us. If I keep thinking, oh, I like that activity, I wish it was there, right? So that is not overcoming the influence of the three gunas. Or if I'm doing, for example, as you said, right, like let's say somebody, uh, we have to serve somebody or do something for someone. For some reason, I mean, we don't like, right? But it is our duty to do it. All the time when we are doing it, we, curse ourselves, hate ourselves, and why am I doing all these things and all that, right? If you have an option of, I mean, that's not our duty, we shouldn't do it because, right, it's not our duty. But if it is our duty, then we should do it. I mean, apply this to Arjuna, for example, right? it was his duty to do that activity. He has to participate in the war. Doesn't matter whether he likes or dislikes, right? He doesn't want to hurt his grandfather, but he wants to hurt Duryodhana. And for that reason, he's fighting. Then he's not overcoming the effects of the three gunas. Shouldn't be neither liking that he's destroying that enemy, like that, nor disliking that, oh, I have to somehow hurt my grandfather, right? So that's when Lord Krishna said, overcome the influence of the three gunas, if you remember the previous slokas. So do your duty. Okay. So next sloka we'll look at when it continues. Sloka 23. Listen. Udasinavadasino
Udasinavadasino
gunairyo na vichalyate
yo na vichalyate
gunavartanta ityeva
gunavartanta ityeva
yovatisthati nengate.
yovadishtati nengate
Let's chant together.
Udasinavadasino
Gunairyo na
vichalyate gunavartanta
Gunavartanta
ityeva
ityeva
yovadishtati
yovadishtati
nengate.
nengate.
So Lord Krishna is saying, Yaha udasinavat asinaha. Whoever remains indifferent, unconcerned, neutral. Gunaihi na vichalyate. Not disturbed by the three qualities. Okay. Gunaihi, by gunas. Na, not. Vichalyate, not disturbed. Na vichalyate, not disturbed. Mood changed, agitated. So whoever remains indifferent, unconcerned, and not disturbed by the three qualities, yaha avatisthati, remains stable, tishtati, stable, steady, right? Whoever remains stable, steady, standing firm, gunaha vartante iti eva. This is very important. The three qualities, gunaha, three qualities, plural, three qualities, vartante iti eva. They're functioning indeed. Okay. So, yaha avatisthati gunah vartante ityeva means remains stable, thinking that the three qualities are acting or functioning indeed in producing their effects. Okay. Na ingate, does not waver or act prompted by the gunas. Okay. So whoever remains indifferent, not disturbed by the three qualities, whoever remains stable, thinking that the three qualities are functioning in producing the effects, that person does not act as prompted by the qualities, is not influenced by the qualities. So, when we face the effects of these three qualities, if we are influenced, reacting to them, we have not overcome the three qualities. So at any point of time, let us say we feel lazy, for example. Okay. So if I'm feeling lazy or ignorant, I should recognize that, oh, this guna is acting on me, and not be influenced by it, not act on it, not act according to it, according to that influence, right? So, uh, so I mean, when someone else, if it is external, right? When an external person or thing or nature, whatever it is showing the quality, sattva, rajas, or tamas, we recognize that it is that quality that is acting in producing that effect. Okay? And not react to that. This is very difficult. So then we are not under the influence of the three gunas. Right? If you get if you get a feeling of, say, anger, frustration, whatever it is, if we get that, then recognize that it is not my quality. It is the quality of the nature which is showing up for various reasons, right? And not be influenced by it and act according to it. That is the only thing that we need to do. So we lack that recognition. Typically, what happens is when we become, I am angry, and show it outside, right? Okay. Or I am frustrated, show it outside, or I am lazy and show it outside. So under that, we do not recognize that it is the quality of the body, that is showing up, and I should not be influenced by it. Yeah. So then, if anger is the duty at that moment, so then only whatever is a controlled anger will come out. But if under the influence of that rajas, that krodha comes and it comes out with no filter, then it becomes rajasic. So we are going to be influenced by rajas, and we have not overcome rajas, right? So one thing that this particular sloka teaches us is, just because I am thinking that I have overcome the three gunas, suddenly it will stop. I'll not get any of these influences from nature, right? They will happen. The key here is to recognize when they occur and not be influenced by them. That's all. If I say one who decides to be, not who decides to overcome the effects of the three gunas, suddenly will all the three gunas stop affecting that person. That will never happen. So all of us, we will be influenced point to point, like sattva, rajasa, tamas. And most important is to be not influenced by it. Right? If we like to do some activity which is rajasa, tamas, okay, recognize that, oh, rajas is acting on me or tamas is acting on me, not do that activity. It is not that I want to do it. Okay. If I want to do it, it will not stop. But if it is rajas which is acting on me and wants to come out, then I'll say, oh, this is not my quality, and then I will decide whether to. What should I do at that moment? I'll decide, and then so the quality automatically gets. I'm not influenced by that quality anymore, right? We have a choice at every moment whether to show sattva, rajas, or tamas. So, when we are influenced by them, decide what to do. Don't be influenced. Okay. Next sloka. Any questions on that? These are very important slokas.
Very tough job.
Very practical, not theory anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like directly we should be able to apply.
Yeah, many problems will be solved in
So control your anger, they say.
Yeah.
The issue with that statement is, what is the issue with that statement? Control your anger.
What is the issue?
Yeah. What is the flaw in that statement? Anyone?
Yeah, controlling anger is only possible by letting it go. In other words, you have to be able to come over the desire. Then only that anger will go away. It's not that something that we can force upon ourselves. Essentially, you have to detach yourself from the situation or the desire that is causing the anger.
Right. There are other things that will that we will make sure. Other things will make sure that we don't even get to the state of anger, right? But we let's say anger comes. So control your anger. That statement, I have to control my anger, or I'm getting angry for no reason, or these statements. There's a flaw in that statement.
Are we suppressing or anything?
No. Oh, the reason why I asked this question is I wanted to check if you got the meaning of this sloka or not. So it looks like it's not clear. So your anger, it's not our anger. Anger does not belong to us. It belongs to Prakriti.
Yeah. It belongs to Gunas, yeah.
Right. So you have a choice. You are superior. I mean, that's what Lord Krishna is saying very, very clearly. You are superior than Prakriti, the gunas of Prakriti. So you have a choice. You do what you want to do with it. If I think I have anger, and it will come out. I mean, I'm influenced by it. So, but so if I think I have anger means I'm considering myself as body, because it's a body that has anger because of its natural gunas. As I said, right? Because we are living in Prakriti, we are always impacted, affected by the three gunas of the nature. No one is immune from it because we are living, we are eating food, we are living in this nature. Our body is made up of all elements of Prakriti, which is a common, and it has all the three qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. We are carrying with us the vasanas and the gunas from our previous life, influence of the gunas from our previous life. Again, they are not our gunas. The gunas that we are talking about, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, they're not our gunas, but we are under the influence of them. So when we know that we are under the influence, then we can decide what to do with them. So it is not our quality. So control your anger is not the. I mean, you have to see, oh, this is not my anger. So immediately you'll start seeing yourself different from that feeling. So then why are you going to be affected by it? Unless somebody is going to give you $1 million for it. There's no use of that for us. I'm just joking there, $1 million means unless I am getting any benefit out of it, I'm not getting any benefit out of that feeling. So if I'm not getting any benefit, why should I do? What's in it for me is what we need to, and this is what we learn from a materialistic point of view. Always, you do something only when it benefits you, right? Um, you know, it's the body that we are talking about. What's in it for me? If we are associating me to the self, then we know, you know, all those qualities are not for us. They're not in for us. But we are influenced by them. So we may show, sometimes we may even show it. Then we recognize that it is because of the Prakriti that, say, for example, I feel lazy and I sleep. That's fine. Don't hate it. Don't hate. Don't or don't crave for it. That's previous sloka. So we are always, then our focus will not be on the qualities anymore. Our focus will be on the self, right? Otherwise, these qualities will always impact us in one way or the other, and we are always running after the effects of those qualities, right? So, okay, we'll move on to the next sloka. Am I sharing the screen?
Yes, and he's sharing here.
Okay, please chant. Samadukha sukha swastha
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समलोष्टास्मकाञ्चनः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यप्रिया
तुल्यप्रिया
प्रियो
प्रियो
धीरः
धीरः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
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 Let's chant together. Samadukha
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः तुल्यप्रिया
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो
प्रियो
धीरः
धीरः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
निन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
So Lord Krishna is continuing. Sama dukkha sukha. So again, continuing the who, who is who overcomes the effects of the three gunas, right? Or the internal characteristics of the person who overcomes the three gunas. Sama dukkha sukha, one who considers grief and joy equally. Okay, unaffected by the pain and pleasure. This came several times in Bhagavad Gita. Swastaha, one who abides in self, one who is focused on the self. Okay. Samaloshta asma kanchanaha, one who considers lump of earth, stone, and gold as equal. Sama means equal, balanced. So one who considers lump of earth, mud or sand, stone, and gold as equal. Tulya priya apriyaha, one who considers pleasing and unpleasing as equal. Likes and dislikes as equal. Dhiraha, one who is intelligent. Intelligence here does not mean that we understand Einstein's theory of relativity and the new concepts of LLMs, large language models, and all that. So the intelligence is able to distinguish self from the body, having the knowledge of the self, having that buddhi, which is firm, one who is intelligent. Tulya nindatma samstutihi, one who considers blame and praise equally. Okay, so all these, and we have more in the next sloka. We'll see that also. So this a person who has these characteristics, one who considers grief and joy equally, one who always focused on self, considers lump of earth, stone, and gold as equal, one who considers pleasing and unpleasing things as equal, who is intelligent and considers blame and praise equally. These are all kind of pairs of opposites. Some of them are pairs of opposites, some of them showing the value, like the sand, stone, and gold. Kind of pair of opposite only. Gold is very valuable compared to the sand, right? Sand you can get anywhere, lump of earth. But gold is very valuable. So having no value and having lot of value as equal. Pleasing, unpleasing, likes, dislikes as equal, and considering blame and praise as equal, grief and joy as equal. Okay. So one who is not influenced or affected by them. Okay. So that is that's what equally means. Right? It's not like start crying when somebody praises, start laughing when somebody criticizes. Not like that. Being balanced and not affected by those external things, while being very intelligent and focused on the self. So having the knowledge of the self and being focused on the self. Okay. We'll look at the next sloka also, and then we'll come back and discuss more. Okay, 25. Okay. Please chant. मानावमानयोस्तुल्यः
मानावमानयोस्तुल्यः
यः
तुल्यो मित्रारिपक्षयोः
तुल्यो
तुल्यो
मित्रारिपक्षयोः
मित्रारिपक्षयोः
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी
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 गुणातीतः स उच्यते.
गुणातीतः स उच्यते।
उच्यते
Chant together.
मानापमानयोस्तुल्यः
मानापमानस्तुल्यः तुल्यो
तुल्यो
मित्रारिपक्षयोः
मित्रारिपक्षयोः
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी
सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी गुणातीतः स
गुणातीतः स
उच्यते।
उच्यते. Mana avamanayo. Some texts have it as apamanayo. I think should be fine. But we are following mana avamanayo. Okay. Again, yaha coming from the previous slokas, right? So manava yaha means whoever or one who. Manavamanayo stulyaha. One who has equal mind in honor and dishonor. Mana means honor and avamana is dishonor, right? Tulyaha is equal or balanced. One who is balanced, having balanced mind in honor and dishonor. Okay. Mitra aripakshayoho tulyaha. One who has balanced mind or unbiased mind towards mitra and ari, friends and foe. Okay. So having unbiased mind towards friends and foe, sarva arambha parityagi. This is very key. So one who has given up all works, sarva arambha parityagi. Parityagi is giving up, right? Sarva arambha, all works that are started, something like that. So that means does not start, right? One who has given up all works is a kind of literal meaning of it. So one who has given up all the works that are prescribed, that are not prescribed, sorry, right? So one who has given up any work that is not prescribed does not start. Okay, that is one meaning. One who has given up all works purely for the sake of materialistic results or benefits. Okay. Second meaning. So giving up works is what is mentioned here. Not that you have to give up your duties. You give up what is not your duty. Give up what is not prescribed in the scriptures, and give up the works purely, which are purely for the sake of materialistic pleasures, materialistic benefits, because they're not having any value for you as Atma, right? Giving up attachment to all the works. So give up works. You have to insert attachment, ownership, doership to all the works. Okay. So one who has given up such works, or given up the attachment to the works, or given up the works which are purely for the benefit, for materialistic benefit, saha, that person, gunatitaha uchyate, that person is said to be one who has transcended the three gunas. Okay, so the previous sloka and this sloka, you have to combine them and understand. So, um, so consider grief and joy equally, unaffected by pain and pleasure. Focus on self. Considers, you know, material value, like the value of the material does not matter for them, right? So either sand which has no value and gold which has a lot of value. Materialistic value does not uh, is not affected by that, right? So I mean, imagine uh, um, someone has a lot of money, right? Showing favoritism to that person compared to one who does not have money. One example. Treating because somebody has a lot of money, treating them better, more compared to the one that who doesn't have money. But if it is our duty to serve both of them, you should serve both of them equally, right? Don't look at the value, the materialistic value, or that is one way of looking at it. Or don't run after the duties just because you're going to get more value, more materialistic value like gold, compared to something that does not give you that much value. These are all very difficult because I mean, right? We are affected by the three gunas, so we do the work with expecting some results, and the results are for our own benefit, for our own enjoyment, comforts. So, but when we are doing our duties, we should not be looking at what is the value that we are getting out of it. Only for that reason, I'm going to do it, because all that is not having any value for ourselves, right? Considers likes and dislikes as equal, consider blame and praise as equal. So again, these are very difficult. Somebody blaming us, we feel sad. Criticizing, blaming, or we face something that we dislike, or we lose something that we like. How can you connect them to the three gunas, overcoming of the three gunas?
Yeah, same thing that you said. Always think that it's not your quality. It's creating, I mean, the gunas are.
Right. I mean, who are they blaming or who are they praising?
Oneself.
So,
Same, oneself.
So let us say, so the blame or praise is for an activity that we did, right? So if we recognize that the activity is done by the gunas, have done the activity under the influence of the gunas, who are the agents of the activities?
Prakriti,
Prakriti's agent. Who gave the energy to do the activity?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. Then how can you take the praise or blame for it? You're simply like a
Agent.
You're not in the equation, basically, isn't it? So how can you associate a praise or blame? So you will treat that as equal. Right? So likes and dislikes, because of the gunas that we are carrying and the influence of those gunas, and we have to, we shouldn't be affected by them. Now, honor, dishonor is same thing, right? Praise or blame, honor, dishonor is same. Materialistic value we have seen have no value for Atma, zero. So one who earns $350 billion, okay, and passes away, is not going to take that $350 billion with them. What's the use of $350 billion? Unfortunately, they end up taking more karmic bondage compared to one who is probably poor. But we think, oh, that person is great, the great person, the only person in the entire world who's the richest person. But the most unfortunate person would be that. Of course, assuming that they're running after the money, and they're definitely, otherwise they won't be earning that much money. So yeah, so that materialistic value is only for the body, not for Atma. And running after that piece of gold is actually giving us more karmic bondage than being satisfied with the lump of sand, right? So the value is equal for us. Doesn't mean that you have to run after and get the lump of sand, even if when you have capability to get earn gold. Doesn't mean that way. Basically, not run after it because it has no value for it. Don't look at your bank balance and say I'm so happy, because it has no value. And so we basically define happiness. We are almost over time. So we typically define happiness when we experience more pleasure than pain, more joy compared to grief, more likes over dislikes, more praise over blame or criticism, higher honor than dishonor, objects of more materialistic value compared to lesser value. We also saw that being equal to friends and enemies, right? So we treat, I'm happy when I'm with my friends and harm enemies, right? This is what we define as happiness. But unfortunately, that's not, that is putting us under the influence of the three gunas, and we have to continue our journey in the cycle of births. So happiness should not be defined by these things. So if we are defining happiness like this, then we are either under the influence of Rajas or Tamas, and we are either continuing the journey with miseries or going downwards. Okay, so treating pleasure or pain as equal. Again, try to remember those. So just one quick thing. So basically, the true happiness for ourselves is when we follow this principle based on what we learn, right? So I do not hate when any of these experiences occur, like pains, griefs, dislikes, blame, dishonor, losing materialistic value, presence of enemy. Those things do not hate. I do not hate. I do not crave for the opposites, like pleasures, joys, likes, praise, honor, higher materialistic value, presence of friends. Okay, those will not define my happiness or sadness. I am experiencing them. So when we experience, right, whenever such things happen, the praise or any of those, I'm experiencing them because I'm under the influence of the three gunas. And we have to say those that do not belong to me, and I should not be influenced by it. So they may occur when somebody praises or criticizes. Suddenly we may get that feeling, whatever feeling supposed to come. But immediately we have to say that that feeling that I got is because of the influence of the three gunas, and I should not be influenced by it. I should say I'm indifferent, unconcerned about these experiences. I do not lose my mental balance when we experience them. So I have to always practice that. I should not lose my mental balance when I experience them. I'm intelligent enough, I'm wise enough to recognize myself as Atma. And these are the effects of the three gunas of the Prakriti. And I'm always focused on myself. What's in it for me? They say selfish is not good, but if self is Atma and thinking of Atma, then it becomes good. So I'm always focused on self, and self is superior compared to the three gunas. Okay.
It's full-time job, sir. Can't take any 1 minute break. Keep thinking.
Yes. So Lord Krishna gave all these principles, and based on those principles, if we do our practices, we work towards it. I mean, our behavior should show those characteristics, internal characteristics. Then we are on the path to overcoming the influence of the three gunas. And finally, Lord Krishna talks about what we should do to overcome. Okay, we'll see next session. Thank you. Conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha mansendriya va buddhyatmana va prakte swabhavat karomi yajjat sakalam parasmai narayanaya samarpayami. Sriman Narayanaya samarpayami. Sarvam Sri Krishna arpanamastu. Vasmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Sriman Narayana. Thank you so much, everyone.
Jai Sri
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Jai Sriman Narayan.
Jai Sriman Narayana.